Welcome back to covering the examples. In this tutorial, we're going to do a relative pole method, but in this given example, we need to draw our links at a given angle between each other. So between A1 and A2, we need an angle of 40 degrees between them, and B1 and B2, we need an angle of 50 degrees between them, and the angle between the first position and the second position of link 3, which is here, we need an angle of 30 degrees, which is this part of our mechanism. So now we have AutoCAD open, so let us demonstrate our tutorial. I already went ahead and created these labels, and I also drew the base or anchor points, and I already created this point. So these are simple things that you can do by yourself. If you created a point, you want to draw some reference lines. Let's make the reference lines a little bit long. Okay, they don't have to be any particular angle. You can draw them at any angle that you want. I have dynamic input on, so I'm just going to draw this at 135, and I'm going to draw another one. The angle doesn't matter. I'll draw this one at 50. I'll draw it at 55. And let's make this into some form of broken line. Okay, we can go ahead and move one of these labels here. Let's label that as that. Let's label this one. I'm using grips, so I just grip it and move it. Okay, and you can go ahead and copy this. If you cannot copy it straight, just hit your F8 or Auto, and you copy this. So this is step 1, and now we are here to step 2. Step 2, it's just a matter of rotating these lines anti-clockwise or counterclockwise half of this required value. So we need 30, so we need to rotate half. Matter of fact, everything is going to be rotated half of our given relative pole angles. So RO, enter. We're going to rotate this one first, enter. Let's select our point, take off our F8 or Auto, C on your keyboard. So this may rotate copy, and we're going to give it an angle of 15. Anti-clockwise, positive, so leave it just 15. And I'm going to highlight this, I'll click it. Let's turn it into maybe a cyan, and let's change the line type to bilayer. I'm going to repeat the process for this one. RO, C, and 15. And let us MA, match properties, and match properties these two lines. Now let us place our anchor points, our base point. I'm just going to draw just a reference line. Make sure your Auto is on, or your F8, and I'm going to place our base point where at this intersection and at this intersection. So let me do this. F8 off, turn off the Auto, an intersection, and drop that here. And the next one, drop that here, and then you delete the reference line. Now let us copy this, so that's step 2, and auto on, copy it straight across, and now this is our step 3. So if we go here, we know we need an angle of 40 degrees, and as I mentioned before, a trick is just to rotate the reference line half of what we need. But now, where are we going to rotate this from? Where are we going to rotate this from? Are we going to rotate it from here or here? Okay, so let's go. So we need to rotate this 20 degrees in order to develop our 40 degrees between our links. So RO, enter this line, C, enter. Okay, sorry, RO, enter. Click on this line, enter. We need a base point. Our base point is going to be here, the center for a circle. Make sure F8 is off. C, enter, and we're going to rotate this 20 degrees. 20 degrees. Okay, you may be wondering, okay, what happens here? That's because our lines are not long enough. Simple. Just draw a line here, and EX, enter, click this line, enter, and then select these 2 lines. Okay, and then we can delete this, and let's do the same thing for the other point. Draw a line here, EX, enter, click this line, enter, and then click on these 2 lines. You just need to extend them a bit longer. Okay, so where these 2 lines intersect, that's the reason why I extended them, to see where they intersect. Where they intersects, we are going to call that our A1. So let's go here and just copy our label. Let's move this, stop it here, and let's just draw a small circle where these 2 lines intersect. Okay, good. That's good enough. MA, you can just hit this label and get a nice tick label, and you can move that, and that's our A1. Now let's develop our B1. It's the same concept, just that we're going to rotate this reference line. Before we do that, we can change this. Let's just change the color of this to maybe a red, so we won't get confused. And RO, enter, and we're going to rotate this line, our second reference line, enter, and we're going to rotate it from this point, and of course rotate copy, so therefore we need to type C, enter, and we're going to rotate this 25 degrees because we need half of 50 degrees. So we're going to rotate this 25 degrees. And where they intersect is our B2. So we can go here, our B1, sorry, not B2. Where they intersect is our B1. So you can just copy the circle from this point, and where they intersect, right here, they intersect right there, and can label that as our B1, MA. For match properties, match property this line with this line. Now let's put some angular dimension on this. So if we do an angle between the original, we can go back to your step 2. You know this is 15. You can do it for both. That's 15 degrees, right? Which is this angle and this angle. That's 15 degrees, we know that. And this angle and this angle, that's 20 degrees. Okay? And the same thing goes for this one. Between this and this should be 25, and between this and this should be 15. Alright? Now let's copy this. Make sure our F8 is on. And this will be our step 4, and we're going to connect our points. So from O2, center point, or intersection point, take out the F8 if it's on, and to A1, and from A1 to B1, and from B1 to or 4. And we can make these lines solid with a different color. Let's put that yellow, and maybe a line weight of anything 0.30. Okay, and that's our step 4. And our final step, let's copy this, turn on the F8. Okay, so now that we have one step where we drew our lines at any angle, in our second step, rotate our reference line that we drew at half of what is given here. This can be any number or any angle. Here it can be 60, so if it's 60, you rotate half of 60, but this time it's 30, so you rotate half of 30, which will give us 15 degrees. So we rotate anti-clockwise, and then we rotate half of the angle that we need between our links for step 3. So step 4, we drew our first linkage. And step 5, we are going to develop our second linkage. So how do we do that? We know we need 40 degrees and 50 degrees. So just a matter of rotating this bar and this bar at the given angle we need, but we are going to rotate it clockwise. Clockwise is negative, so let's go ahead and do that. RO, enter this line, and we need enter, we need a base point, and C for rotate copy, enter, take off the F8, so we can do this, see, and we're going to give it minus 40 degrees, so it goes clockwise. Okay, and we can change the color of this to maybe green, and we're going to do the same for this. So RO, enter this line, enter base point, which is here, center of your anchor point, and minus 50 degrees. Okay, and then MA on your keyboard here and here, and where these two top of this line and the top of this line, we connect, and we enter, match property done, and this is our second linkage. Okay, and if you notice, I made a mistake when I did this rotate. I did not rotate copy. RO, enter, and C, enter, but we want to place back our bar here, and we can simply say 50, and you see, so we know that's correct. I could have went back here and copied it, but I just wanted to demonstrate that they are related to each other. So let's go ahead and label these. So B2 and B2, B2, let us put in our angle. As you can see, 40 degrees. And this one, 30 degrees. And this one and this one should be 50 degrees. Okay, so if you want to even go further, we can now put our labels, and that's how you develop a linkage when you are given a particular angle between them in AutoCAD. Thank you. Thank you for tuning in to another tutorial with Carpenter examples. And remember, everything that you do it well. Bye for now.